my two wonderful parents. Hello, it is me. All right. Quiet an audience, please. This is a very serious story.
That's fun. That's funny. He did that on purpose. That's good. I like that.
So, I'm going to tell you a personal story from my youth.
Oh
So,
no. Am I gonna cry?
we'll see then. So, I we were playing. So in high school, right? The senior year, nobody has money, and we decided to play this game called Senior Assassins, where you essentially have teams of three, and you're all hunting each other with Nerf guns, right? And I loved kind of Nerf guns at the time, and that whole scene. I was going into the Marine Corps, so I really leaned into that. So I had this little PVC pipe, a little blowgun that I could shoot Nerf darts out of. I was so good with that thing, and I had a ghillie suit. So one day I wanted to show my friend my ghillie suit, and the only rules of the game were you couldn't kill people or kill them at school, work, or places of worship. So my friend, he parked off campus, but just barely, by where the school buses stage themselves to pick up kids. So I got out early because I was a TA. I went over to my truck, put my ghillie suit on, wrapped my PVC blowgun in ghillie netting, and I went by his car and like laid under a tree, right? And I was just waiting for him. And so I was laying there for a while, and time was passing kind of slow. So I was looking around, and I saw one of the bus drivers eyeing me very nervously. But I didn't really pay too much attention to it because I always kind of did dumb stuff back then. I was used to getting negative attention from adults. So I was laying there, and one of the kids started walking up to me on the other side of the fence. And because they were curious as to what was under this tree. And I go to say hi, and then I hear the bus driver lean out the window. She says, "No! Stay away from him! Stay away from him!" And I'm like, ugh. And the person's like, "Oh, hey, Justin." I'm like, hi, haha, I'm just, trying to get Kevin. It's all a joke. So I go back and I lay under the tree. But that kind of, the bus driver yelling kind of had me shook. I was a little worried about that. So I probably waited another 5 or 10 minutes. It felt like an eternity, but it was most definitely not. And I said, you know what? He's probably chasing girls or doing something. I'm just gonna leave. I don't really like this situation. I'm gonna remove myself from it. So I get up, kind of look over at the bus driver, like, ha ha ha, walk back to my truck, take my ghillie suit off, throw it in the back, and I'm kind of sitting there for a second, and I turn my truck on, and all of a sudden a cop car just comes to a stop right behind me, and a cop gets out. He says, "Hey, put your hands on the wheel." So I'm like, okay, what's going on? I put my hands on the wheel, and I look in my mirror, and this guy's he's walking up to me, got his hand on his pistol. He has no clue what's going on, and I have no clue what's going on. I'm just kind of taking this all like a joke. And then he comes up to me, he's like, "Hey, do you have any weapons in the car?" I'm like, "No, I just have some Nerf guns." I try to explain to him the game, but this guy is not, he's not really vibing with my story. So he ends up telling me the ramifications of my actions, right? They had put my school in lockdown. They had cordoned off blocks around the school, and they were requesting backup from other cities, neighboring cities. I know this because my brother was also a police officer in neighboring cities, and he knew about this. Because they thought I was an active school shooter, and they were gonna deal with me like that. So
I didn't.
that is the time when I put my school into lockdown. Thank you for listening to my story.